Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Trine. So the pressure's a little bit off now as far as trying to get all the achievements, since one of the achievements literally is around the idea of, well geez, I wonder how they planned on me getting through there. I guess that could have been the way. Yeah, because we now know that there's an achievement based on most difficult, beating the game on the most difficult settings, there's less of a reason now to try to be obsessive. I'm still gonna try and collect still gonna try and collect most of the collectibles, but why do we have a change weapon ability now? At what point did I get the fire bow? See, this is some great ABS here. Like, that just unlocked without any prompt. Let's increase the damage on the fire bow. Since we were already sitting on an upgrade. Like, that's really weird that I either just unlocked that ability because of a maximum XP combined between the three characters has been collected, because we've collected like 1 XP in this level so far, or just because I was at this level. Alright. So, the goal here, I think, is probably to do something like this. And then we can kind of shield ourselves. And he's like reflecting these flame he's the shield guy is reflecting the flame back, but it's not really destroying anything. Nobody else has anything that happens with the Y button, which is weird because you see in the lower right hand corner when we switch between the thief and the warrior, he does have an ability, a weapon, so at some point Y is going to swap that guy. Let's see. Well, see if we can actually use the fire bow to attack something. Yeah, the only thing I could think is that we are, like, canonically speaking, probably about halfway through the game, but it is possible, it's totally believable that maybe the levels are going to just get more and more difficult as we move forward. That might be the case. And yeah, so I went a little quiet there. We may run into a scenario like, you can see there was an achievement for basically doing this, which this doesn't really accomplish much. It just crushes them downward. It compresses them. And then we've definitely introduced sections where it only makes sense Alright, so flame arrows is stronger. Like, we've started introducing sections where fewer and fewer instances of being able to swing by grapple hook are occurring, and instead we are being forced to use this guy. And they don't seem like they really like to put too many people, like too much room there. And I don't think any of these characters actually like jump higher, but they do kind of seem like they might jump a little bit higher on a double jump or even a just quick jump off of right when you landed on the ledge of something. And while these look like tiny little platforms, they really aren't that tiny. Oops. Yep. These are getting more and more deadly by the second. As far as areas. So these levels may just start to get kind of insane. Just waiting till the spike balls decide to get out of the way. Seriously? We may have our first just straight up death here. Because there's spike balls all over the place, and then there's just anything and everything you can crash into. Alright. And I can't jump and fire particularly well. So I'm gonna have to hope I can kill this before I die. And apparently we're gonna start introducing more of these as things. Like I've got one chance basically here to get where I need to be to find a safe spot. And if I'm not careful, I'm gonna end up dying. So just don't fall there, don't fall there. Just always stick with the fire arrows. I guess fire arrows only shoot one arrow, so if there was a trick specifically, I hit something I didn't even know it was there. If there was some specific trick to this, it would mostly fall under like maybe double arrows would make sense. So pretty much upgrading this was a mistake. I should have I probably could have gotten to this. And then I guess the question really comes down to, if I was playing this on the most difficult setting, would you be able to get to the fire arrows fast enough before you started running into some major frustration? I just realized we have an inventory ability. Oh, well, I did not realize we could do this. So each of the items we've been collecting has been helping us. Okay, well, let's see what this does. Stores 1 health to the bearer per monster killed nearby. So let's pick that up and put that over here. Increases the maximum mana by 5%, stacks other mana enchantments. That's totally should be over there. Automatically restores 30% of the character's mana when the mana is used up. It can be only used once and is reloaded when a new checkpoint is reached. Well, that's fine to go over there because we don't use mana. It restores mana for the bearer, but only when they are not active. 1 mana is returned for every monster killed. Use health as a substitute for mana if mana runs out. Health is mana conversion is 1-to-1. Like most of these are mana. Adds damage to basic sword or basic arrows. Increase the effect of each collected mana vial by 20%. Increase maximum health by 5%. Stacks with other health enhancements. Okay. Reduces damage of shots hitting arms. Reduces sustained attacks to they hit the wearer's legs. Okay. That's some craziness. There is almost an argument now to upgrade this for the boss fights alone and really make the warrior useful. He still one-shots everything at the moment. There's less argument to make to allow them to 2 boxes when we can already make let's see, 2 planks in a box. There's less ideas now to upgrade. Here we go. Area damage requires. Alright, so next time we can upgrade, area damage might be a consideration. It's fairly crazy that they wouldn't have bothered. This almost looks like there's a little room in the back here that you can walk to. But it's, I guess, a gel sale. It's insane that they wouldn't have bothered to have told me that certain things existed, like an inventory. I really thought that all of the collectibles we were getting were just cutesy little things that didn't mean anything at all, and that this was pretty much just an RPG game at some point that they decided to turn into a puzzle game. And I wasn't going to begrudge it for that, really, anyways. Because I guess that works well enough. Yeah, this is another point where, like, physics, like, I don't know what you would have or should have done there with that. Let's see. We'll first check here. It's still not smart to fight that way when in close quarters. They've done a really good job to make it so that when the skeletons are fighting, there we go. Did we kill everything? So now we have another level up. And apparently that's gonna take 2 skill points. Yeah, no, this upgrade cost us 3. Ah, I see. So the costs are going up. So it would be cheapest just to upgrade that. And then after this, the next upgrade for a cost of 2 would be a flaming sword. Right. Went right through my shield. These guys do feel like they are stronger characters. How many collectibles have we gotten? Can't help but feel like I may have missed something once again. But I guess at this point I kind of don't care either, so if we go through here and that's the end of the level and we somehow missed another section of the level, I'm fine with that for the most part. I mean, I'm not gonna be super happy with that concept, but yeah, how many treasures are in here? Like, there's 2 treasures, so we've probably missed a treasure. And spinning the wrong way. Alright. So can we get up here and then get over there? No. We can get here. And then take a long jump. This was the other one. And so if there was a secret thing over on the other side of this, I think we would have seen it. But the difference between that wheel and the other wheel is the fact that there is a mechanical force spinning that wheel. Right, so we may be set fairly well, but we almost certainly did miss a collectible unless there's just going to be 2 treasures right back to back, because there's only so much of this. Alright, let's go down first. I guess down is the probably start of it. Alright, we're gonna have to be very jumpy. So you can't jump under the platforms. So you gotta do this, and then this, and then this, and then that, and then that opens that gate, so this was necessary content. Somewhere around here is a spider. I thought I saw a spider over here. Alright, well, this is all going to be about timing. And pushing this. Just push that down over there. I feel like there's a whole other room. Okay, there is a whole other room over here. We had seen that. Enchanted health crystal. So now we know every time to go in here and check, see what the new thing is. Weird that it's adding it at the beginning. Increases the effect of each collected health potion dropped for health. Yeah. It totally feels like that there is a whole system here to come back and do levels later. Well, so much for that one. Not that it really matters. You can easily tell that this is a well, I hope I didn't miss something there, but I may have. This is a puzzle game because you have all the checkpoints and resetting abilities. And this is supposed to be a level that I think is mostly focused around the soldier, which his shield is proving to be completely inadequate. Well, just missed another thing. Shoot over there. Apparently something just randomly died. Like, we kind of need a straight up... Let's see. I guess if I'm just going to wildly shoot, this is helpful. We kind of do need, like, a straight up ability to fly. Alright, well, let's see if this actually can work that way. I don't think so. I think if I instead made a big cube and then tried to get that on the spikes first, that might have worked. So start with that. We'll make a big cube and then grab it, and now we will draw a line up there. Well, we'll draw a line over here, then grab that and then put it down. Let's see if we can just precariously balance that high enough. Nope. Well, we'll see if we can maybe just use the cube itself. Yeah, I do have to admit, this definitely does feel like a game all now, instead of tutorial single levels, which is what it was feeling like mostly up until this point. Swimming in the darkness with things we dropped. swim down here and also make sure that there's nothing secret. That seems to be the case. I can't help but feel like some of the game has become a lot easier now too, because of moving the items around. Oh, we've got a big guy. And these big guys only can be basically hit if you hit them in the head. And there's definitely some polish here that I think we would have liked to see improved upon. And some more variety. Like I guess I can hit it in the head too. But yeah, that didn't quite work by itself. I didn't realize that the soldier could break the boxes. I don't see a logical reason for that. And see, that almost feels like that is a mid-boss, not a final boss. But all you really have to do is button mash against these guys. I can definitely see a point now where increasing this to do more damage is necessary, because our guy is either really weak because I moved something over here. Which maybe we should move this over here. I think that probably is the right move. And frankly, we might want to do that too, to just balance things out. And storyline wise, that doesn't make a lot of sense, because the thief said she was going to keep all the collectibles. I guess that was just her talking and not really the truth of the situation. So we've killed everything, we've missed a treasure, and we've probably missed 5 XP, and I feel like we're either going to get into another boss fight, or this is just going to be the end of the level. And spiders, I guess, don't count as skeletons, so they don't give you XP. Interesting. Alright. So what we're gonna end up regretting this quite a bit if it turns out that you have to play the full level from the beginning.
The symbol looks like the artifact we're looking for. What are these artifacts anyway?
Good question. So I guess if we have to come back and play the levels all the way through, it would stink, but it wouldn't be terrible if we had all the upgrades and all the items. Because, well, if we miss items, then we won't get items, but if we get most of them, that would be very nice. The main item I would like to see here would be something that would turn the brightness up. There is, under visual settings, I guess a way to cheat that, certainly, where we could turn the brightness up, but that may not matter too much, particularly if you're in a dark area. That felt long.
Mind and power
protected the castle and given strength to the king and his men. But the artifact was also protected by powerful charms, and only minds with pure thoughts could touch it. Over the decades, many kings and knights had tried to approach the artifact, to no avail. The legend foretold that one day, a hero of pure mind and justified intent would come and claim the artifact. But as our heroes came through the castle door, they realized that the undead had seized everything in the castle. This once magnificent place had been transformed into a place of terror.
I guess I have a weird experience with just narrators. I don't feel like I watch a lot of fantasy cartoons or read fantasy stories with narrators, so I just don't have that Lord of the Rings-esque feel for it. So yeah, I'm still not liking that the narrator is just telling us what is happening. It seems like what has happened here is that the Trine, or these three objects of power, have given up on their high standards of pure mind and pure spirit and such. So instead they've decided to pick three people that are close enough, and the warrior, I guess, is of pure mind, or at least mostly of pure mind, and some would argue simple mind. But then the thief being of pure of intent seems kind of ridiculous, or the wizard being pure of intent seems kind of ridiculous, so I don't know how they got stuck touching the Trine in the first place, or allowed to touch the Trine.
This doesn't look like the castle I've heard about.
No. I can't believe this.
They have ruined it all!
We must hurry.
Like, I also wonder for a game like Trine, if this isn't a case where the voice actors may have been originally just 3 employees that work for the company. I guess that's the danger, certainly, for having 3 main characters and a narrator, is that you then have to probably hire 3 different voice actors. Because it would certainly look weird if you had hired only 1 voice actor and they were playing all 3 of them, of the characters. Alright, so what happens if we push this down the hill? It doesn't. It just knocks the box out of the way. Okay, fair enough. This isn't too hard to get through. And we're getting more demon looking the deeper we go into the castle. I wouldn't want to run into too many sections like that, though, because that also just doesn't like produce much of a challenge. Can I trigger switches? No. I mean, you can draw cubes. I'd have one to be able to I mean, you can pick up these spikes and just move them out of the way, but I'd have one to be able to do something different. Yeah, it's taking like 3 slashes now to kill these guys. Alright. Can we knock that over while we're at it? Sure. Statue Eagle. Let's look. It's, again, about 25 to 30 XP per level and 20 skeletons. They seem to be very consistent with that, actually. Adds damage to basic swords. What did we just get? We got a statue of the eagle. Reduces mana cost when conjuring objects wizard only. Alright, well. That probably indicates that there will always be some wizard only items. Which that's fine. And up we go. Go over here. And swing. Just swing over here. End up here. End up here. There we go. Is there anything further to the left? I don't think so. But plenty of stuff down here. So I could have easily skipped that whole section. This feels like what they're trying to do is have a section that is more of a gauntlet style fight. Less individual big monster fights. Is there some secret broken wall here? I don't think so. Kind of looks like a broken wall. Let's just be really careful and make sure. Wow, that basically snapped into place. I wonder if that was intentional. We really are in a weird catch-22 scenario here, though, where it is seemingly like both a scenario where you can struggle to find things, but also a scenario where you can very easily accidentally end up exactly where you need to be. And there's still enough places to swing around and potentially find some more collectibles. Alright. Let's go this way. Well. So apparently there is a button at the bottom here that spins this. And so when I landed on it, that then got it moving. So they wanted you to fall down there. Is there a trick here? Ah, there is a trick. They wanted a box on the button down there, so that wasn't just making it spin, or it probably wasn't making it spin at all. Well, if I'm gonna hit anything, it's... I would have hit it by now. Let's pretend like we fell first. And trigger whatever fight we're gonna do. I'm realizing now that the mana potions actually do need to be picked up by specific characters. So you are going to be in this weird position where you would have to potentially swing between multiple characters. See, and that's just like right in the middle. Fast quiver skill allows the thief to charge even faster. Alright. Let's upgrade that. We don't have enough points for that. Let's go with 2 boxes here. I think I might be actually sitting on a lot of points, because if I look at the top now, it says 0 under the character, which means, yeah, I guess I did have 3 points at any point. So I can make more platforms. And I can upgrade that weapon immediately. Yeah, we've been sitting on a ton of points, haven't we? 2 planks. Let's go with 3 cubes now. So 4 boxes can exist at the same time. And then the new item we got was the fast quiver skill, not an actual item. So yeah, that is faster. Perhaps not as fast as I would like it to be. It's not instantaneous by any means. Let's just not step on the switch, because we've stepped on the switch multiple times now, and it's proven itself to not be really worth the effort. And then large health potions just sitting there. Guess we're gonna just swing here. Yeah. Do we really need the prompts at this point? Like, we have 1 point, but we can't even upgrade anything with 1 point. So you would think the game would just turn that off for one of 2 really good reasons. One being, A, you can't use the point, or B, because it has already been told to us multiple times. This level seems like we are intentionally getting like a lot of points because they want us to like level up and hit it all. I guess you could go down that way if there was a reason. Is there really a reason? I mean, this is just spikes. It seems like there's maybe a reason to be down that direction. How many more characters do we have to fight? Not that many. These swinging blades. I'm a little surprised we don't see more of these swinging blades in video games, but they're kind of cliche for not really being cliche. They're not much of a gameplay mechanic either, though, so it's not super surprising that they don't exist. Interesting that there's a back option. Yeah, there's like 1 more skeleton to fight, and I've probably just missed a bunch of experience. We've just got these like giant gears. So do we want to let the gear take us down and die? I guess we have to check. Nope, it doesn't let you go all the way down. About to die. There isn't really a great system to avoid things like that. It's all kinds of thorny vines also, which suppose whenever the undead take over a world in a fantasy story, there might be an argument that this is just nature doing its own thing. Oh no. Well, no, we should be fine. Let's see, we could make one here, and then we could make one there, and then we can make one there, and then we can make one there. And there was an achievement for literally just building a tower with different things and putting on it, but I think it's like 11 objects, so then I'd have to do just like a really small platform, and then another really small platform, then another really small platform. And can I do 4? No, I can only do 3, so like I'd have to upgrade this to 4, 8, and then I'd have to have that third ability. And thank goodness they're not sneaky enough to hide, say, a treasure chest behind that. Let's see. We're still missing 1 skeleton and 4 things. Which, there's a skeleton somewhere around here. I can hear it. I put it back here. I guess, though, it's not just that you have to kill 1 skeleton. You have to kill 1 specific skeleton that they've planned specifically to let you have. Let that be your the one that gives you experience. I'm seeing, I think I can hear the skeleton dying. There we go. So that was the last experiencing skeleton. Meanwhile, what I want to do is just draw a platform there. That should be good. And I guess we could have been drawing platforms all over the place if we wanted to, but you don't really need that. Just one here. It's good enough. And one here. Oops. Well, we'll just put this one there. Get over here. And then make a square, which I'm just drawing circles every single time. So we have a blue master stone. Interesting. And I just want to check each of these items now, which is going to really slow down everything. Increases the maximum number of boxes by 1 for the wizards, or increases the number of arrows shot with a basic bow for the thief. Interesting. Which, I guess the way you move things around here, there's no way we're going to have 9, 9, and 9 unless we can select an item and then swap it. I guess you can, so that's not a big deal. Alright. So we probably will then have 9, 9, and 9. There. Let's see if we can just draw a nice little platform there. you can. Can you do anything with it? Hmm. Yeah, forget it. Just jump like a normal person. Totally not
Over
worth
there,
it.
what's that? Some sort of book.
Yes. I'll have a closer look.
Be ironic if the book is the thing that the soldier gets. And they say, let's have a closer look, and then there's nothing to like interact with, which is weird because there's B prompts that you could interact with anyways. So did I get everything? Yeah, this is another complete level, which thank goodness for that, because I don't want to have to go back to the last 6 levels.
The wizard absorbed the contents of the king's journal. Of particular interest were the last pages. The king told of how they had found the ancient ruins, abandoned long ago. Statues of virtue and architecture beyond imagination had clearly impressed the old king. The king's journal did not contain much on the artifacts, but the vivid descriptions matched the signs on the tomb of the first guardian. In legend, there exists a
They
place
probably
where
shouldn't be playing the
guardians
music at this point.
If this was true, and the ruins were the origin of the artifacts, our heroes might finally get some answers. The journal had carefully mapped out the location of the ruins. It was in the middle of the forest, a long distance away. Our heroes began to follow the directions in the king's journal. At the edge of the forest, the thief felt a strange sensation, a warm feeling in her heart.
Weird. So, yeah, they shouldn't be playing the music while he's talking, because that's just distracting.
We've a long way to go. We want to reach the ruins.
They
before night.
try.
It's so calm here.
I feel like a boulder has lifted from my shoulders.
Like, they're trying really hard to have each level effectively be different, and I appreciate that, certainly, but I also feel like they probably could have been a little bit more repetitive and had more level design, because there is the feeling certainly of an imbalance now between level design and just 3D modeling and background art design, where there's too much background art and not enough actual level design happening. Then we upgraded our flaming sword to the maximum, and it still doesn't feel like it's doing as much damage as I would like it to. And like, it's just always a flaming sword. It's not even a weapon you switch between, so he's gonna have to have some other weapon he unlocks. And I guess as we continuously get more and more XP, we'll continuously get level ups for each of the 3 characters. I also am a little surprised that we didn't at this point have a we haven't found a second part of the Trine, because it feels like we should have. We are, let's see, where are we as far as levels? We are in level 9 of 16 levels. So, yeah, feels like we would have gotten a part. And then overall, how are we doing? We missed some secrets in the Forsaken Dungeons and the Crypt of the Damned, but I think that's it. So going back and doing those wouldn't be too hard to just have collected everything. This is oddly a long enough game that I don't think I'd particularly want to try and speedrun personally, although it would be interesting to see someone else try it. But it is also too short of a game to feel like a full experience. So I'm going to be in a very weird position after playing this where I kind of will want to jump into playing Trine 2, and I don't think I own Trine 2, and I'm not willing to pay full price at any point for a sequel to a game, so it may be like 6 months, a year before I get around to buying Trine 2. I've also started to try and only buy the first of any game in a series and play it if I'm uncertain even a little bit. That way I don't end up buying a trilogy or more of games or an entire series of games to realize I don't like the gameplay. So far we're trying. It's fine gameplay. The platforming is actually very tight. The puzzle abilities are a little weird. So in Trine 2, I'd kind of like to see it. If it's going to be the same people, that's fine. I'd like to see more characterization. If it's going to be a Trine of 3 different people, that would be fine. It would make decent sense to, in a sequel, give 3 different people with 3 different abilities a go and with different puzzles. Particularly then, because you would open up the door of taking the levels from the first game and saying, well, how would you solve this with 3 different abilities? There was a side game in one of the latest Shantae games that I played where it was playing the entire game basically, or a significant chunk of the main game a second time with 3 characters with 3 different abilities. The problem there, of course, was that the Shantae games were too difficult, so there was like 5 different modes you could play the game again with, and all of them were too difficult for what I was looking for, and kind of was a hardcore platforming type game, which I guess you could have that experience here too, just in Shantae's case you couldn't adjust the difficulty as easily. Here, if I was playing in hardcore mode on the most difficult setting, I bet I would be dying a lot more, and I still am dying a decent amount of time even on medium difficulty or whatever difficulty I set, normal difficulty, just because there's enough spikes around to accidentally hit them. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.